Hey everybody, welcome to your Virgo horoscope for the week of August 20th through the 26th, known as the week of the Virgo Mercury retrograde. It is starting on the 23rd, so right there in the middle of the week, at the same time the sun is moving into Virgo, and woo, Virgo season starts. Start the party, and of course we're not going to start the party or the Virgo party without like a little bit of chaos. I mean, you just got to have that, right? Because the sun is moving into your sign officially on Wednesday in a almost mutable grand cross with Pluto, as well as Uranus and Jupiter. So it's literally it is just a few hours, because as the moon is moving into position as well. But it does cause a T-square for a little bit longer, which is a pretty big challenge as we move into Thursday, and it looks like Friday as well. So that challenge is actually going to last a little bit longer. The moon's focus is on the past. We have Mars and Mercury's focus being on your support system, with Neptune's focus being on those you love. This is actually a very interesting, it's actually very interesting Virgo focus, really, with the Mercury retrograde being in Virgo. Now, I am not going to sit here and say that all Virgos are self-centered. That's not necessarily true. It is what the sign is known for. The word narcissism in the zodiac is associated with Virgo. So when we have a Mercury retrograde in Virgo, we do have a lot of that what about me type of communication. It's all about me, fix my problem. That can be very difficult, especially when you're having a problem. I mean, as a medium and as a life coach and as somebody who assists other people, it does start to feel like all I hear about is what you need, and nobody cares about my needs. And when you get to that point, you start to spew that, oh my God, who's paying attention to me energy out at everybody around you. First of all, don't do that, okay? Try really hard not to do that if possible. It's already starting though. I mean, we're in the shadow period right now. It's already starting. I'm already seeing it. What's challenging about this awesome. What's challenging about this awesome challenge that you guys have is that your family should be your support system. And that's not always the way, or the people that are closest to you should be your support system, or the people that you support should be there to support you. And the moon's focus is on the past. So it's like, this is showing that this is a reoccurring problem, whether it's a reoccurring problem with these specific people, or whether it's a reoccurring problem overall, right? If it's a reoccurring problem overall, chances are there's there's a specific line or a specific something or a specific behavior that you may be inadvertently falling for, if that makes sense. And this happening sort of brings it up to show you what that thing is. And when you understand what that thing is, you can eliminate falling into that trap. Again, we talk about narcissism. Narcissism is there's so many different forms and variables, and a lot of different personalities involved in true narcissism. But really, I feel what defines narcissism is using a person's feelings to manipulate them. And a lot of times you will come across a person who has a story and you feel bad for them, and all you want to do is help them, and then boom, you're literally caught in the trap. So this is not just about managing your own narcissism, okay? This is about making sure that you don't fall into the narcissism trap as well, which I feel is going to be a big thing for you guys this week. But the good news, let's talk about the good news. Let's talk about what's really, really, really awesome, because that support opposition is going to literally be a thing all week. It's not necessarily going to involve the moon all week, but the opposition will continue. That part of the challenge continues all week long. So to help you get over this challenge a little bit, or to help you navigate through, I should say, we do have a grand trine as Mercury and Mars are not quite in conjunction with each other, but they're close enough to be working together in this grand trine. Mars, Mercury, Uranus, and Jupiter in Taurus, and then we have Pluto, which is focused on the mind and how the mind works. All of these planets working together. That's 5 out of 9. Okay, so that's technically more than half, all working for you and using that Mercury retrograde in some cases to your benefit. One of the things about Mercury retrograde that we don't think about a lot, okay, is instead of over communicating, under communicating, maybe taking some of the words away. Virgos can be talkers, right? And maybe taking some of the wording out of what you're saying and just going straight into the direct and to the point actually might smooth things over when things get complicated, if that makes any sense at all. Also, we're looking at the opposition showing a lack of support in the places that you're looking at it. But this grand trine is saying you have this huge support system. You don't just need this 1 or 2 people when you can maybe reach out to another person. So it reminds you that, if you're spending your time getting upset over these 2 people, you're not fixing your problem. You have a huge support system. Maybe you need to go to one of them, if that makes sense. And it also reminds you, Pluto's focus being on the mind and how the mind works, it really does help you to kind of show you how your thoughts really amplify your feelings in some way. It's very interesting. One of the things that I've noticed is, with specific situations, I can tell that the way I think about that situation is going to determine how I feel about that situation. So if I'm already thinking negative thoughts about it, I'm going to literally amplify it into a bad time. And I actually have noticed that in my own brain, my own thinking, if that makes sense. Rather than doing that, I have found that things are a little bit smoother and my energy is a little bit better when I'm just kind of open to whatever happens, rather than either thinking about it negatively or trying to overplan it, if that makes sense, because I know that's a Virgo thing too. So is it all bad? No, there's a little bit of a challenge. Yes, Mercury is retrograde. Yes, it's in your sign, but there's some good things on the horizon for you guys too. And I just really look at it as it comes down to this: all the nonsense, all the Mercury retrograde crap, all of the little frustrations that take place throughout the day, all of the little arguments that we have with other people are really just getting in the way of what's really important. And what's really important, whatever your goals are, that's what's really important. So that's what I have for you guys this week. And I know that you guys can do great things because you're Virgos, and Virgos are pretty dang smart and pretty dang motivated when they want to be. So make sure that you want to be, because there's magic to be created. Mercury retrogrades, while they do cause problems, there's also potential for magic and magical things to happen. And you wouldn't want to miss out on that, right? So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link in the description and send me a coffee. I would really appreciate that. If you are just listening instead of viewing, that's ko-fi/heavy metal psychic. And don't forget, while you're there, also to go and check out heavymetalpsychic.com, my website. If you're not a site member yet, you should be a site member, because that's how you're going to know what all the cool stuff is that's coming up in the world of the heavy metal psychic, including some classes coming up. I'm just saying. Anyways, I'm Melissa Bruce. In case you haven't guessed, the heavy metal psychic, and I will see you guys next week. And I know you guys are gonna make it a great week. See you guys next time.